All right, I gotta stop myself from just chowing down before we even get into what the plan is for this week. Right? No more winter shredathon. No more just dieting down arbitrarily, this, that, or the other. I mean, it's show week. Right? It is debut show week. That is the time. So nothing much is going to change yet. Calorie counting the same as normal. Basically just lifting the same as normal. Cardio definitely the same as normal. Actually a touch extra. I'm going to get back on my little at least hour per day grind. Or no, what am I saying? At least hour and a half per day. And then we'll see what happens come the end of the week. But until then, I'll try to spice some of these up with a little bit of extra kind of day by day sort of whatever. Because there's definitely some things to think about in terms of, well, just what's going down in a couple of days. But we can just start divulging more information as these lifts pass. But I'm talking, I got the posing trunks. I got tan scheduled. Yeah, finally. The long-awaited, when is Sam going to oil up question can be answered. But this is basically what I'm going to be grubbing on primarily. And by primarily, I mean damn near only. I'm talking lean proteins. All I've got in the damn fridge is 99% ground turkey, egg whites, and I had 2 cans of tuna so far today that were pretty good with some mustard. But that and a whole damn bunch of freaking rice cakes. There's not really much room for all these fake kind of, allulose flavored protein bars, especially not sort of, getting into really trying to, cut down, maximize, keeping a reasonably empty stomach, getting leaner and staying, pretty full and energized. But yeah, peak week is finally freaking begun. So I'm kind of excited because I'm actually going to get to go to a cool gym for chest tonight. So how about we get in the car and go make that shit happen? All right. No way to know if he's actually there, but I didn't call ahead or anything, so who knows if we'll see a flex appearance. But either way, calorie count so far, about 120 grams of carbs, 20 grams of fats, holy shit, 13 grams of fats, and 188 grams of protein. Not exactly what I would call fully, carved up and, well, I guess there's no better descriptor than full, but that is all right. And frankly, the fact that it's really crunch time now, I'm not really feeling so much of a challenge of not totally blowing the diet out of the water. I've had some days, if I were to scroll through my macro tracker app of everything over the last 4 months, there's been some big days, right? There's been some 8,000, some 5,000 calorie, kind of refeeds. I say refeeds, really they're just, all right, I'm going to go crazy today kind of days. But now is not the time. So there's not, there's really not much to say apart from that's kind of the plan. But the overarching plan is this is a qualifier show, right? So once I head back home, assuming I actually meet those qualifications, then that means I get to do the Arnold Amateur. But that's like 3 weeks from now. Let's focus on what's kind of right in front of us. And really focus on what's right in front of us is this chest day, which I'm excited to hit because this is a fully stocked, legit ass bodybuilder gym, which I'm not so used to, right? Most of these lifts are at the Y, my little scrappy kind of hole in the wall gym, or like Planet Fitnesses, which, as far as I'm concerned, more power to you. You don't need a fully stocked crazy ass gym to get a good workout. But, anytime I go to places like this and I see the regulars where they get to lift in a goddamn, basically bodybuilding training facility on the regular, it does give me a certain sort of thought process of all right, man, if you get access to the top of the line shit on the regular, you better be making use of it, right? So all that's to say is I'm excited to try some brand new stinking machines. get a crazy pump, find what I hope to be some freaky lighting, and then I've got a while of pedaling to finish. I'm not exactly sure what show I'm going to watch to keep me company during it, but I think there's nothing else to say, but let's go get the freakiest chest bump I've ever gotten. Or at least, you know, that's kind of the goal. So no more talking about it, which is kind of the theme of this whole week. Don't talk about it, just make that shit freaking happen. So let's get in there. This will be as good a start as any. Heavy, but not too heavy. Oh my gosh. One more just like that. Okay. Oh, all right, I lied. One more, but let's lose the plate and replace it with a 25. 3 plates is a little too much for 3 sets. Okay. Now let's move on to something else. I love this freaking machine though. This pec tech always spoils me. I love how this thing feels. Okay. Oh, a little too heavy. Good set. Let's go grab a different chest press as I had earlier. Had to a mission abort those chest press sets because I was getting way too much front delt, like enough holding out. So instead, let's do some slightly bent over, light, blood flow inducing flies. A bit pumpish, but this is contrasting to the squeezing sets in the pec deck earlier, which had a good long hold, very thoughtfully executed. So this is where I just want as much blood as possible to funnel in here, so that when we find some freaky lighting for the post down, it's as freaky as I can get it. Okay. Alright. I think let's find some lighting in close that again, Nate. Alright. Sorry if the audio is kind of scuffed. The music's going pretty crazy, which, not a bad thing, of course. But when it comes to the microphone and the picking up everything, sometimes it's a little much. But this lighting right here looks absolutely diabolical, to say the least. So let's see, that chest is looking fully pumped on this peak week lift. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know about you, but I am feeling rather satisfied. Oh, well, for you, let's get in the car and get out of here. But for me, I've got an hour on that city bike, and I'm not freaking complaining. Frankly, it's a blessing that I'm even capable of getting my cardio done on the regular. I've got to spin this shit into a positive, but I'll see you in a bit. All right, I lied to you. Hour of cardio, not so much. I called it just at 30 minutes. Now, I would explain it away as I think a full hour might be a little bit much, especially since I did an hour in the morning. But, oh, and you know, also I kind of got some pretty scrappy sleep last night because we had to leave pretty early for the flight this morning. So I really only got like an hour of, well, 2 hours of home in bed sleep, and then about 4-ish hours of plain neck pillow, you know, hunched over sleep as well, which definitely counted. But that's just kind of making an excuse about it. Really all I'm trying to say is I want to ride the line of heightened activity levels with the cardio, but I don't want to overdo it relative to my calorie intake, right? Because in the scheme of things, there is certainly sort of a fine line. Like, same thing with the volume of these workouts too. It's like, obviously, 0 sets, 0 gains. I think we can all wrap our heads around that. 1,000,000 sets, like if you were to sit in the gym all day straight doing chest press, that probably wouldn't be ideal either, right? So that's probably getting down to, you know, poor gains as well. So somewhere in the middle is that sweet spot. Excuse me. And taking things to the extremes in terms of like looking at something as an argument is usually a pretty good indicator of just where that sweet spot kind of lies. So when it comes to losing body fat and getting leaner, right, you're trying to separate this gap. And I say this a lot, but I do think it's a pretty good analogy, where this top line is how much energy, you can say calories, right, your body burns per day. Now, you burn a ton of calories just staying alive, pumping out heat, getting your blood flowing, breathing, all your metabolic processes. That's about 70 to like 80% of all your calorie expenditure, right? So you're burning yay much. If you want to get leaner and start relying on your internal fat stores as energy, you got to eat this much, right? Now, you want this gap to be wide enough where you consistently lose body fat and get leaner. Now, you'd think, okay, I better raise my energy burning bar by doing more calories, right? Or I better lower my calorie intake bar by eating less food. Both of those would widen this gap. But it's not so simple as that, because there's real life ramifications of taking either one to the extreme. Obviously, if you eat nothing, you're starving yourself. You're putting yourself in way too stressful of a situation calorically. You're not going to have any energy. It's just not an awesome state to be in. And if you try to do like 8 hours of cardio a day, I mean, that's just not going to work either. At least not in any reasonable context, But there is value in looking at it like that, because I mean, look at all the freaking, Michael Phelpses out there, where they're and this number probably gets hyperinflated just due to social media kind of headlines or whatever. But if you're a goddamn Michael Phelps swimming laps in the pool for hours upon hours a day, and the pool is cold, so it's sapping out heat, then that guy can eat a ton of calories because he's burning all that extra energy and he's still staying lean, So it's just trying to find that sweet spot for you specifically. So maybe if you're not really used to a ton of extra cardio, then you got to leverage that calorie side of things and really make sure you keep it on the lower end. And if you're a bit more of a trained character, like you're used to working out pretty, maybe not religiously, but like rigorously, then for you, maybe up the activity level, keep your metabolism moving. There's a guy who just asked me what the point of doing the cardio was in the gym. This is like a couple of days ago. He's like, well, what's the point of the cardio? Does it just burn calories? Is it, and it was kind of too long of a question to answer right then. Plus, I was about to do legs at the time, so it's like I really wanted to just get that lift started. But yes, the cardio is serving the purpose of burning calories, but also you do get a bit of a kind of metabolic boost per se. Like, I can't explain it scientifically, but if you take two guys and one guy has 30 minutes of cardio or physical activity, elevated heart rate per day, the other guy doesn't, that guy is going to burn energy more efficiently, So it's just, I mean, it may as well just be a freaking buff to your stats in general. So I'm starting to get some comments where it's like, Sam, we miss when you were the heavy lifter. All you talk about now is freaking cardio. Like, well, it's pretty dang important for what I'm trying to do right now. But don't worry, the beefy, pumped up, carved up lifts, they will return in due time. So plan now, post-workout meal-wise, probably another canned tuna, a good helping of mustard, and then a few rice cakes. And some people might look at that meal and be a little bit off-put, and frankly, I wouldn't blame you. But for me, it serves a pretty solid purpose of giving me some lean protein in a filling manner and without too much fluff that's going to, mess with my system. I'm kind of the guy who's going to say calories are calories, right? Like, if you're trying to bulk up, I don't care if you're eating chicken and rice or if you're eating hamburgers and McDonald's. If you're not gaining weight, you're not eating enough food, right? But dieting down, especially to this degree, there's not much room for those random freaking, food kind of alternatives. Like, if you ever looked at the Quest bars and shit, or all those like protein whatever, like the Fit Crunch bars and stuff, it's a lower calorie option because it's like sweetened with allulose and sugar alcohols and erythritols and whatever, which are, you know, kind of modified carbohydrates, which have, you know, 0.1 calorie per gram instead of 4 calories or whatever. The problem is, though, it totally messes up your gut. You're bloated as hell. It just doesn't work, you know. Now, if you're just dieting down casually, per se, like you just want to lose body fat like normal, throw a couple of those in there, you're good. I mean, I've had a ton of those over the course of this whole dieting phase. But now that I'm really trying to leverage, like, I guess you could say, the performance of my diet, they just don't have a place, which kind of sucks, because I'm really letting my sweet tooth, you know, grow in maybe not anger. Anger's not the right word, but anticipation for, you know, being quenched. So that's where I got to toughen up my freaking noggin and say, look, man, you can have as many treats as you want later. All right, that's not what we're aiming for right now. But day one of peak week complete. Let's keep up this momentum and get ready for some gosh dang freaky pumps, poses, and everything else to come. So I will keep you updated with whatever the heck goes on tomorrow. So I'll see you then.